Here with another episode of our weekly analysis for the FX pairs. So this is episode 2, Monday 15th of July. So we're just going to go quickly through the FX pairs. First one on the chart here is Aussie CAD. You can see there's nothing really of interest for me at the moment in this pair. Pretty weak movement and no real supply or demand close to price at the moment. What we'll do though quickly is have a look left above price to maybe see is there anything that we're missing, and we'll need to go back in time and go down the time frames. You can see here choppy price action. There's a 4-hour supply a hit above. You can see here it looks okay, not amazing, not probably one we're going to put on, because you can see here we want basing candles, we want the basing candles all to be uniform with one another. This has essentially become more like a pivot rather than a consolidation or an accumulation of price. Price could turn from here, but the probabilities are not fully there for us to take the trade or put the trade on, because you can see here price kind of comes down and then works its way back up and then comes down, rather than doing something down like this. If I can get the tool to work, if I undo that last one, we need price to do that, and we like the basing candles all to be finishing or closing inside one another. So not one that we're going to take here. So I'll take that off. Down to the hourly time frame, let's just have a quick look. Again, nothing really very strong or anything that we're going to want to take, and I'm not going to look further past this pivot point at the top here, because that's going to be, price is going to take a long time to get there. Okay, so remove that from the chart, and we'll move on to Aussie Swiss. Aussie Swiss coming into a daily demand zone, daily supply zone. Price has probably already touched it though. You can see here that the zone really comes down to here. We've come down, retested it, so there's probably not very many orders left. I'd imagine we've probably, tapped into it here as well. So again, not really going to be one that we're going to look at. Below though, there is an 8-hour zone, which is quite nice. But again, it's not really pushed high enough up for us to take this as a trade, so it's just one to keep on the chart. You'll notice the ones that I have taken, or the ones that I have got my limit orders on, I'll have a highlighted yellow box in the zone, so that's the confirmation of me making sure I remember to put the trades on, and when I look back at the chart, I know then that I don't have to double check that I have actually put the trade on. So moving into the hourly, we'll have a quick look, but again, chart's pretty terrible, to be honest. Nothing really for us to look at. Okay, Aussie yen. Got a nice 4-hour zone below, so this is one we're going to be taking. I'll go into the 4-hour chart so you can see where the zone is. The only one issue with this zone is you can see the leg in candle, this one here, is quite weak and it's got a long wick. So this is a slight issue, but because it matches pretty much all of the checklists or check marks on our trading plan, it is one we're going to take. And it has kind of come out and retested, but that's such a small retest in my opinion, and then price has just gone. So we will definitely put this trade on. Not the highest probability trade though, just bear that in mind. Okay, so into the hourly time frame, there's probably some supply up here, but not any supply that we're going to take ourselves. Go into the 1-minute time frame. Oh, well, actually, no, this is a good supply. Might be more of a 30-minute, yeah, it's kind of a 1-hour/30-minute supply zone. So what we'll do is I'll mark this on here just now. and mark that. We'll mark it down as a 1 hour time, a 1 hour supply zone, and I will put a blue check next to the pair, and we will come back and I'll put the order on once I've stopped the video. So I'm just neating this up a bit to make sure we're getting our exact entry point. Nice distribution as well. So yeah, something we're definitely going to have a look at and put the trade on. Aussie New Zealand. Let's see. So yeah, again, a similar pair where there's not really much going on. Coming to quite new territory we've not been in since 2022. This is probably some sort of supply at the top here. What's going on? Yeah, no, it's just more like a pivot point for the daily, but there's probably some orders up here. Can't go back that far to the hourly time frame. So I'll go down to the lower time frames because I want to see if price has retested the area. If it's not retested it, then it's something we're going to put on, but this has not got a big enough move out from the zone, so I'm just going to come off this bar replay mode. So yeah, no zones here to pick from. So Aussie dollar, US dollar, or AED USD had a nice bounce from this demand zone. I think it was a 3 hour actually. Yeah, 3 hour zone. Our target is just before the 1 hour zone higher up. I don't think this 1 hour zone is one that we will take though. I think it's just on the chart. Let me double check because I've not highlighted in yellow and it's been on this chart for a while. Let's see, went into as far down as we can. Yeah, so you can see here, price has dropped out of it and then come right back into it to retest it. So not one we're going to take. It'll probably still get a bounce from there though. Likely to get a bounce. To CAD Swiss. So zones higher up here and here. Let's see, one's a 6 hour zone, I think. Yeah, we'll put that on. 6 hour zone, which price is bounced from, and then this actually also is a 6 hour zone. So price will bounce from, well, hopefully price will bounce from both of those areas. Excuse me. Price lower down, potential to have a bounce here, but not a zone we'll take. And then this could be a potential 1 hour zone. Let me double check how far it's moved. Okay, and we'll go into the lower time frame. So got our early zone here, got our leg in candle, our base in candles, and our leg out candles. Okay, so this is actually a nice looking zone, one that we will have a look at. Just tidy it up. Again, put the 1 hour time frame, mark it as a blue check. In fact, there's even potentially a zone here. I'm just going to highlight it in yellow though, just so it's easier, so I don't have to use the other tool. It's a bit fiddly. Yeah, well, we've missed the trade, so this was a nice zone. Actually, a really nice zone. Probably one we should have been able to put on, but I wasn't looking at the charts. I was traveling. So this might work out. It is a small zone. Get a decent bounce potentially, but it's quite low down on the curve. Yeah, so targets on this one, if anyone has, or if anyone is planning to get into the trade. Targets will probably be these lower wicks in here, so you could get a potential 5R in this trade, but we'll see. I'll keep on the chart just now, and then when we give an update later on this week, we'll see if we get the winner. Okay, CAD yen. Got this trade on since Friday, dipped into the demand and is potentially going to bounce. We did actually put this on, so this should be highlighted yellow. Potential supply higher up, potential supply right here as well, but I don't think that supply we will even consider taking. Yeah, it's very choppy, so not having a look at that. So those are the zones at the moment, way below, down at 114,800, and the current zone at the moment that we're in. Swiss yen, so had a massive winner on Swiss yen last week. Big 15-hour trade, can I get them once or twice a month usually, which is quite nice. However, we did have a loser on this though as well, where price was had pushed into this area, had a buy limit on this, and yeah, just completely whacked it. But didn't matter because we had that massive winner on Swiss yen. Let's see, so moving further left, not much demand until further down below at this point here. I'm just going to move this up on the 3 hour time frame. So nice looking zone. Well, is it? Yes, it is good. Okay. We'll go down to the lower time frame and have a quick look though. Have a gander. Yeah, that's a good zone. Okay, so that 3 hour zone is really good. And it looks as though price has formed a bigger zone. So it's going down to the 1 hour, but there's a zone here that we will box off, and we'll have a look on the lower time frame again just to see if we're well, I'm thinking probably not. Yeah, probably not. So look, there's that massive wick down there. Price has already come and retested it. So that is a no for us. And look at the size of the zone really. To Euro AUD. Again, pretty boring chart, nothing really to go and have a look at. This should have been tested. Just like that. So that has actually already been tested. So that's a mismanagement from myself. Excuse me. Zone's tapped into it, but we've not really moved anywhere. So, excuse me, not really moved anywhere. So you can see price moving further in bearish momentum, to be honest, after it consolidates for a while. So yeah, not really any zones on Euro AUD. There's potential to have a bounce from up here, but not really one we're looking at. I'll show you why. Well, maybe. It's just not as good, the distribution. It's kind of like a pivot rather than distribution. I think it shows it better in this. It's kind of down, up, down, rather than sideways. So not one we'll put on. However, it is one that we'll put on the chart just in case a demand zone appears. Okay, moving on to Euro Swiss. Had a bounce from the 6 hour zone, so it's a trade that we are currently in. Stop loss very tight, and our target is up here. So big target, AR. So we'll see how that gets on this week. There is some supply here. Is it supply that we would have taken if I was at the chart? No, because we've got price retesting in it quite aggressively. So orders are potentially already gone. Okay, and then obviously there's demand zones below. and then the nearest supply is up here. But again, that's supply that we're not going to take. It's just supplying the chart for a take profit. Okay, euro pound. So this is another pair that is actually normally quite difficult to trade with the supply and demand zones. It doesn't really respect them that well very often. Let's see, nothing really here for us to even look at. I'm not even going to bother. Euro yen. There was just this zone lower down here. Nothing really. Let's see if I go into a higher time frame. Nothing really on euro yen either, and we're such at all-time highs for such a, well, not all-time highs, but we're at highs from, let's go 3 month chart, from years ago. So 1992, we're hitting those highs. So it's kind of difficult to get zones from that far back. I wonder if we can get daily zones. I mean, there's nothing really there either. So go back to the chart and go into the hourly, have a look, but nothing really catching my eye. So we'll move on to Euro NZD. 3 hour zone below, that's a good one to have on the chart at the moment. Nothing on hourly, 4 hour, and then there's an hourly one above, but again, it's already been tested. So yeah, nothing to look at on here either. Euro USD, we are probably about to get stopped out on this actually. So I had a short position on here. That's us just stopped out actually. That's quite funny. So we had and our target was way below because I thought we'd eaten all the demand up in here and we were going to get a bounce down, but not to worry. So that's an L on the Euro USD trade on the hourly zone. I'll show you the hourly zone. It's quite tidy as well, this hourly zone. So surprised this one didn't work out. Probably because of the exit leg. It's quite grindy. Structurally wise and where the location of the zone is, it was very good. But you can see here how it's kind of grinded out of the zone rather than shooting out of it. And the same going into it, we're kind of going impulse correction, impulse correction, impulse correction. So we're not shot into the zone, distributed, and then shot out. So that's probably one of the reasons why that's not worked out. Okay, moving into, actually, well, what we can do now is we can look higher up and see if there's any supply zones. So we've got one a little higher. Let's see if we can get, oh yeah, this is a good zone. This is definitely one we're going to take. I just need to double check if I've even got that on my chart, because it's obviously highlighted in yellow. I need to check if I've got that on my MT5. Okay, so we'll move on to the next trade, next pair. Pound Aussie. Again, this is like another very choppy pair. Nothing until a lot higher up, and there's nothing below. So we'll quickly move on to Pound CAD. Again, nothing here either. This is potentially something, but I don't think the leg in will be good enough. No, it's not good enough. So losing trade there, and then higher up, whatever. Way back. Let's see. Okay, so Pound CAD. Not the best zone either. Not one we'll take. The leg in's not good enough because it retraces too far up into the leg in. Nothing on this pair. Rubbish. Probably get a bounce though. Pound Swiss. What are we moving into here? What zone is it? 8 12-hour zone. Again, not one we're taking. The leg in's not good enough. And it's already been retested. So yeah, not a trade we're putting on. Demand lower down, no supply higher up. So expecting this to appreciate in value. And yeah, it's maybe nothing up until up here. But we're not going to go through that in intense detail because it's miles away. Moving on, pound yen. That was the zone that worked out really nicely. Pound yen, and nothing on pound yen at all either. Potentially some supply up here, but to be honest, the leg end's probably not aggressive enough. This was a fantastic trade. This is last week as well, so we dipped into the demand. Our target was the top of a daily wick, or just below it. So I got another nice 13-hour in that trade. So that was another highlight. So we got 2 trades in 1 week with massive returns, which is always very nice. Let's see, what else can we look at here? There's potential to be some demand in here. I mean, like, price has already kind of gone for it, so we can't take that trade. Yeah, price has already come back for it, so can't have that trade on. Nothing there for us either. Pound, GBP USD, same again. These are the only trades I've got, or looking at this one in this yellow zone, potentially this zone. That's why I've got it in blue. I need to double check it to see if we're going to put it on. Probably will put it on again, though. It's kind of not the nicest looking zone. It's kind of gone up and then pivot and up rather than really sideways, and we were kind of looking for that really blocky sideways look, but we'll see. NZD CAD zone above, and then 3-hour zone below, which I think is not one we're going to take because it's already been used, but this one way below is the zone that we want to look at, the hourly zone at 0.81729. That's the zone we'll look at. NZD Swiss, hourly zone above, just touched it for the retest, so it's one that will still be valid for us. And then there's a 2-hour zone below, which is actually a really good zone. Definitely one that we've got on this 2-hour zone at 0.54236. NZD JPY. So that zone worked out nicely a while ago. And then this zone higher up. Nah, not we're going to take. Not one we're going to take. Apart from that, there's not really anything else until much lower. So yeah, skip past here as well. NZD USD. Bouncing this 8-hour zone. We actually were in this trade and then got stopped out. Stop loss was too tight. This is a big daily zone, and then we've got hourly, 8-hour zone and 7-hour zone below, but we'll need to double check them as well because they look a little bit messy. So yeah, there's not really that much to look at on here either at the moment. I mean, this zone here could be one on the 4-hour. How far is that gone? Nope, not big enough. Leg out. Leg in looks good though. Okay, and the hourly. Nah, nothing. Dollar CAD. So just come up and missed this supply zone, which is 6-hour supply zone. This is one that we've got on, and our targets will be just below this low. Targets will be down, well, at the low pretty much, 1.35848. So I'd imagine that'll go back up to this week and then hopefully sink Dollar Swiss, so there's an hourly zone above, and this 12-hour zone is very nice, one that we have on. The hourly zone though, let's have a look on the lower time frames. Nice looking zone. The only thing that I find the issue with this zone is there's often times where zones don't work out that well, even though they have nice structure, they've got nice distribution, but the problem is they have, if I get the tool, the right tool that is, they can go sideways like this and then have a spike and then a down. So that kind of tells me this real supply is probably higher up. So the orders are probably higher up, but probably not one we're going to put on, to be honest. And saying that, I'll probably absolutely rocket off it later on this week, but not to worry. Can't win them all. I can't get them all. Dollar yen, nothing really below until much lower down at 154.878. This is just a pivot to me. Move this up actually, so 154.9 is a good number, and then also supply higher up, and we've just bounced off this. Well, actually, I had it on the chart, I took it off. I'm pretty sure it's a weekly or a daily supply from 1986, which is what we're bouncing off of right there. Okay, USD Singapore dollar, 2-hour zone below with a gap, so expect the gap to fully close, and we will check on, oh yeah, this is good. If it's got a big enough leg out, this is a really good opportunity, I think. Yeah, okay, so that's another one we're going to have to put on for USD Singapore dollar. Targets on this though will be entry at 1.34127, stops just below the low, so a 10 pip stop, and then target at 1.347, and that will potentially be a 5R. And that is the FX pairs. Like, comment, subscribe to the channel if you like these. We'll keep doing them. You can see we've got a few good trades on this week. Had a few good trades last week. Obviously there are losers with this style of trading, but there are very, very big winners. So as long as you've got a good risk reward, you can have a low win rate. Our win rate is generally sits between around 30 and 33%. 30 and 33%. So yeah, like, comment, subscribe. Hope you have a great day.